There you go. The atheist.
All right. So
What is
Optimus Prime is saying, what's the title of Ali's book? It's called The Atheist Muslim. Get it? Get it? It's really, really good.
It's
Okay, if
called
you haven't read it,
The Atheist Muslim. If you're confused by the title, good. Read
that's
the
the
book,
point.
and you won't be.
Yes. Again, but he doesn't. Ali doesn't deny that this is a contradiction, but it's supposed to grab your attention. Yes, it's deliberate. Okay, Matthew.
So Matthew, I heard that the Taliban made opium and heroin production illegal before the U.S. invaded, before they needed funds for weapons. What are your thoughts about opium farmers in Afghanistan?
Well, I mean, I think it should be legal, but it's complicated because it would devastate a lot of Afghanistan's economy if you do. So it's kind of like a damn if you do, damn if you don't kind of situation. I mean, you're basically selling poison to a whole world for the sake of some people not going poor. So yeah, it's like I have to get my utilitarian calculator out, and I don't have a utilitarian calculator that could take in all the consequences of these things into account. Like, it's not, these are I mean, when the early years when the United States took over, there was this attempt to make it stop, and then people realized that no, like, it's just, there's just too much dependent on it. It's just such a mess. It's such a mess. It's just like, there are some places when you look at and you like, there's so many conflicting interests and so many situations where you damn if you do, damn if you don't, that you just like, you know what? I'm glad somebody smart, much smarter than me is like looking into this, because there's just so many external factors, right? Afghanistan is one of those situations where you look at it and it's just such a hot mess. Pakistan is one of those situations. Actually, Pakistan at least is not confusing, okay? Because Afghanistan, there's so many things that if you move into one direction, so many people are going to get hurt. If you move to another direction, other people are going to get hurt. Pakistan, most of the mess, you know that it's pretty simple. It's that it's going in the wrong direction. I mean, it's sad that it's going in the wrong direction, but you could easily point out, like, yeah, this is wrong, right? Libya is one of those other situations that there's just so many external factors and so many different players involved that you can't even. I mean, here's what I could tell you with a little bit of confidence. The vast majority of people, they give you hard answers to this with high degree of confidence. They are talking out of their ass. Okay, so if somebody says, like, this is the right thing to do, that's the right thing to do, especially when it comes to Afghanistan, like I kind of did that and I had to walk it back earlier. It's just so complicated. What do you think, Ellie?
Yeah, I think I don't really have a whole opinion of this. I don't think it's as big a deal as people are thinking about. Like, in terms of, a lot of people have huge conspiracy theories around the opium. Yeah, but chop you again?
No. I'm just saying, no. I'm not giving into the conspiracy theories. It is part of the economy.
Yeah, no. I'm not talking about what you're saying. I'm just saying. I'm just answering the question directly. But yeah, overall, I agree with you.
Yeah. Ghostman is saying, Armin, the art with Kalima, Mother Mary, and Aisha was pretty hot. Looking forward to see how you top that. Okay,
they are really hot. Those cartoons are really hot. The ones that you do. Yeah.
The latest one, I had to remove it because apparently Facebook doesn't like it when there is when you're suggesting that somebody is grabbing a woman's boobs. Okay, so even if you censor the nipples, if there's any suggestion that, even if it's behind a censored, if you show that somebody is like touching someone else, a woman's boob, man's boob apparently is okay, but a woman's boob being touched, like, that's a violation. So I removed that art. I'm gonna add it back. I'm hearing some echo. I'm gonna add it back with more censorship. Okay. So, given how Facebook is sensitive about the art that we're putting out there, even with the censorship, even with no nipples and Callie was dripping in this one, okay? Callie was like dripping, okay, with her lust for Aisha, okay? and we blocked all of that. So if you want to see the uncensored version of all of this, it's only available on Atheist Republic Patreon, because there's no other platform. I'm actually very happy with Patreon on how much they're letting us get away with everything. Apparently, all of this is allowed on Patreon as long as it's animation and not real people. Like I realized we could get away with a lot more than what we're even doing on Patreon. So Patreon is very good. But Facebook, be sensitive. Even if we cover the sexy part, Facebook is like, no. So the next art that we have is going to be Goddess Radha from Hinduism and Muhammad. And we were planning on Muhammad dominating over her. And we were planning to have intercourse actually involved in this one, right? And to show it was like full on. We go like escalate things to the next level, right? But now we're kind of like worried, because if Facebook has a problem with what we've shown, we just like Goddess Kelly grabbing Aisha's boobs. By the way, Aisha is an adult. Then what are you gonna have a problem issue? Like the censorship for this one on Facebook will have to cover like almost everything, okay? Because I do want to do this next art, okay? I do want to do this next blasphemous art. I know Susanna was like panicking over the next art because she thought like, okay, this is too much for Facebook. But I think all we have to do, I think we can still go on with this next art. All we just have to do is just make the size of the censorship for Facebook just so big that there's no way that Facebook could figure out what's happening behind the censorship, okay? We just have to increase the censorship size for Facebook, okay? So I think we should be good.
I super admire your passion, Armin. So let's do 2 more questions, because we're almost.
Can I just say one thing else about the art? I just realized. Okay, Ali, you know how we say people are dumb? People keep saying, you know what the comment we're getting, the most common comment we're getting over that the blasphemous art with Aisha, and we're saying Aisha is 18. You know what the number one comment is like, Aisha was not 18, Aisha was 9. That's the most common answer we're getting.
Is that why you're putting the 18 in there all the time? Because
no. We're getting that comment after we say this is Aisha. This is after Muhammad's death. When Muhammad died, Aisha was 18. And the only comment that is repetitive that we see in all of this art, other than oh my god, this is hot, or oh my god, this is pointless, the third most common comment is that Aisha was not 9, Aisha was 18. And I want to slap somebody, because they're like, okay, so she was 9 and she stayed 9 forever. Like, what does that mean? Like, they think like, you're like, what are you talking about? How could Aisha be 18? Aisha was 9. Like, I just want to go find each one of these people and slap them. I just want to slap every single one of them. Like, what do you mean she was 9? Like, she never grew up? Anyways, I just had to. I just had to like say that. Sorry, because this just pisses me off. Katie, okay. Do you think that many people in the upper echelons in any far right organization often just use religion as a tool to control a huge number of people while being atheists themselves? Do I think that? I don't think that, Katie. I know that. They say this. They openly say it. They think Christianity is moronic, for example, but they say that it's part of the Western identity, and they have to use it, and they have to manage the crowd, the morons that follow them with this. Like, they openly say that. So yeah, I don't just think that. I know this because they admit it. But what do you think, Ellie?
What do you think? Let me just read this. Usually as a tool to control a huge number of people while being atheists themselves. I don't know about that.
What do you mean you don't know about that? They say it. I'm talking about like ethno-nationalists that are using Christianity as a way to defend against.
Yeah, but most of them aren't. Some of them do. Some of them look at it as an identity.
He didn't say most. He said many. If he said most, I would be skeptical.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they do.
They've
admitted it. Like Milo Yiannopoulos and then Douglas Murray and all these people. They seem to be very. They seem to fetishize.
She's saying far right. I'm talking about the Richard.
No, I'm talking not just about far right people. I'm talking about just even mainstream conservatives. A lot of them say, okay, well, we're atheists, but this is a good thing. for us Christianity. They kind of fetishize it as a symbol of their, you know, European heritage or whatever.
Right.
But anyway, so we got to wrap up. I just got a call.
Okay, last question then. I'm just saying, Armin, have you got backlash for your openness to sex as a male from radical feminists? Here in India, you will be hated for this by women rights activists. Yes, short answer. Because Ali has to go, so I'm going to give you a short answer and say yes.
Sorry, guys, something just came up, so.
That's okay.
Hey guys, if you want to join these streams live, get your comments and questions read by Ali and Armin and the guests, and most importantly, to get full access to the full video versions of all these episodes, become a patron. Link in the description below.